This is the 12th day of our 30 days of relief wood carving, and today we're going to learn how to carve a chain. I start by outlining the little box around the carving so I can take away the waste. This proves to be somewhat difficult, as you'll see as we progress through the video, but these cuts are basically acting as stop cuts so I can take away wood which brings the subject further out of the wood. I use a really small gouge at first to get the bulk of it out of the way. It helps if it's a super sharp gouge for this purpose, not only to make the wood come away easier, but because in this case I'm carving across the grain, and if you've ever carved across the grain, you know that wood doesn't like that. It tries to protest and break and leave voids, and we do not want it to do that. I then used a gouge to outline the chain with more stop cuts. Luckily, I had a good sized gouge for this exact purpose. Now this is where things start to get a little bit tricky. There's a lot of small areas around and within the chain that I needed to cut away, but with the tools I have, it was really difficult to cut them cleanly. Plus, I didn't have a gouge that fit the other parts of the chain very well. And I know in the scallop video I was like, oh, make sure you try and fit the carvings to your gouge sizes, it will save you a lot of time and effort, blah blah blah, but I'm not perfect, okay? In fact, I'm pretty terrible sometimes. Please cut me some slack. This small chisel knife that I butchered from a cheap set I got a long time ago is about the best thing I had to clean the gaps, so if anything, this video has alerted me to the fact that I need a small tool for cleaning stuff out. And as you can see, well, it did an okay job. With less time constraint, I guess I could have done better, but this is the kind of thing I can't spend forever fussing over. It was now time to isolate the chain links from one another, and I started by simply outlining the sideways links and then making it look like the front-facing links were passing under them or passing through them. Thanks to my awesome supporters on Patreon, you guys are really helping this channel grow, and we just reached 7,000 subs before this video went out. And with your help, I'm soon going to be buying some American tulip wood for one of my biggest sculptures yet, so I'm really looking forward to that. If you'd like to help support my content and help us come up with some bigger and better ideas, then there's a link in the description. Thanks a lot. Now with that done, I could start rounding the links over to make them look more convincingly like chains. The chisel that I call the bendy boy is perfect for this because not only does it have a short, flat head that's really easy to sharpen, but it has a bend about 2/3 of the way down the shaft, helping me reach into awkward spots more easily. I can get a lot of control with it. Then I just had to reach for that small chisel knife again to make the inside deeper, trying to make the illusion more convincing, and also, if I'm honest, trying to clean up some of the mess I made previously. Then I could use my bendy boy chisel again to curve the front facing links. It's really important to pay attention to the grain direction here. It's quite easy to forget it when you're making a kind of donut shape, and even if your chisel is super sharp, it won't always save you. Incidentally, carving a donut shape is actually a great way to learn how to carve with the grain in different directions. It can do a lot to help you learn better carving technique and really get some lovely smooth cuts. Then there was just a few more little spots to clean up with the chisel. Once again, you can see how much control I can get with this bent chisel. It really is my favourite chisel by quite some distance, and I said chisel far too many times. At the end of the carving, I always give it a good brush to get rid of the fuzziness, unless it's super delicate. And then I brush on some bold linseed oil, making sure to get into all the tiny little gaps. So that is day 12 done, and I'm pretty happy with that, though I am quite irritated that I couldn't clean the background out a bit better. I think I need some tinier tools to try and figure that part out, but it does look like a chain. It is a relief carving, so I'm going to call that a success. Hopefully you can take some steps from that and put it into your own work and see what we can come up with. Next time we're going to do a pig. But I've realised that pig is really quite similar to the hare that we've got up there, so I'm going to change the style of that pig a little bit, so the next carving is going to be a little bit of a surprise. But anyway, thanks for coming. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will catch you again next time.